Hey everybody, what's going on? It's GlowinGrizz, and today's video is superheroes from the Marvel Universe, obviously, that I would like to see in Marvel Rivals. Okay, I'm a huge Marvel fan. See, I have the neck beard to prove it. I'm just kidding, guys. It's been a very long week at work. After I finish recording, I'm going to shave this. I promise. Okay, now, it's like currently 1 in the morning when I'm filming this. I've filmed this like 37 times probably. But that's not important. Let's just get to the video. Okay. So, basically how this is going to work is I've done my research, I've read my comics, and I've done my calculations, okay? I'm going to be breaking down players category like strategist, duelist, vanguard, maybe their health, what playstyle they would have, how would they have combat, what abilities, and what ultimate, and also for some of them, some of their team ups and ways that I think it would work. Now, if you guys do not know, I'm a small indie game developer with no games out yet, so I don't really know if I can use that title. But hey, Marvel Rivals. Emails in the description below. If a dev sees this and likes one of my ideas, hit your boy up. Okay, so I'm going to do honorable mentions first, and these are just characters that I would like to see, but didn't get to, study or make a whole profile for. But these are just some of them that I would like to see. So first on our list, we have Gamora. Okay, that's an honorable mention. I think that it would be cool since they have most of the Guardians already. She'd probably be a duelist. You know, she's got the sword and she's green. Probably a team up with Quill before, Thanos her, but, we'll see. We'll see for sure. Um, with that, our next honorable mention I would like to bring up is Nebula. Nebula, I think, could be a strategist, um, or she could be a duelist. I really liked her character development in the MCU. I haven't really read many of her comics, or comics that she's in, I should say. But I think that she would be cool to be in the game. I mean, really, we got all the Fantastic Four, and we have like some of the Guardians in the game, and I just would really like to see that. Now, while we're still in the topic of like space people, let's go Cosmo. Okay, we have Jeff the Land Shark, and so far we're loving dogs. Like we're just absolutely loving it. Now I know Jeff is a shark, but he's like a puppy. Okay, he's just the cutest marine biology thing that we've ever seen. So I think that Cosmo, using telepathy, she could be a very good strategist, aka support. I don't know how you'd want to do the healing. Look, I can't do it all for you, right? So that is the third, but last but not least, our final honorable mention is from my boy Mini B Libre. I'm sorry, Mini, I did not get to do a full profile on your suggestion. However, Gwenpool. Now we know that Jeff the Landshark is in the game already. I believe, now don't quote me, I believe it was West Coast Avengers Volume 7 or 8, where, basically the big shark attack, they found Jeff. Okay, then Gwenpool later gives Jeff to Deadpool. Well, now that we're talking about Deadpool, we might as well leave our honorable mentions and go to our first hero that I would like to see in the game, Deadpool. I mean, you could just feel the aura in this picture. So, for Deadpool, I would have him play as a duelist. Obviously, I think his health would be 350. I know it's kind of high, but he's very durable and he has a great health regeneration factor. So his passive ability would be that health regeneration factor. Okay, so I don't know if we want to do a small like 5% or a every couple seconds. He, 5 ticks health. I think that would be cool. Close combat, he would have dual katanas made out of antimantium. Um, so I guess a similar fighting to how Black Widow would be because he also has his dual pistols. So I think that up close he'd be using his katanas, but he'd also have range. Maybe we could reference Deadpool 1 where he had 12 bullets in each, and that could be an ability. So I think for ability, I think that um, maybe a dodge move would be cool because Deadpool is super agile. He's known to do a lot of goofy, I mean, splits, anything to get out of a way of a bullet or just tank the bullet. So I think that would be good. I think that once he gets to 0 health or, 10 health, you could activate an ability that maybe has a 30-second cooldown where he regenerates to maybe 75% health. I mean, he could basically be a Vanguard at that point, but 350 health isn't going to be enough. And let's be honest, he's a duelist. For his ultimate, we could call it maximum effort. I'm calling it the entire arsenal. Basically, my idea is that Deadpool just completely aura maxes and uses everything he has. I'm talking grenades, pulls all the pins and just throws them out in a circumference. If you get caught by a grenade, it does like 100 health or something. And then for like 7 seconds, he's just on a rampage where he's like regenerating super fast and like being able to tank a lot of damage, but also like maybe has like a pistol in one hand where he's doing like some range shots and he's like able to slash with the katana, just going absolutely berserk. I think it would be a very fun and exciting. And then of course you put the Deadpool, quips in there, make him say something funny. That's kind of his whole stick is, he's the fourth wall clown. That is my idea for Deadpool. And his team ups, we have, let me check my list real quick. I know we have Jeff the Land Shark. Now, I don't remember what comic it is, but here's the picture right here of Deadpool giving Jeff the Land Shark a knife and telling him to protect the kids, where Jeff responds, "Murr." So I don't know if maybe it's a damage buff that we give Jeff or just like a friendship health boost. However, it's amazing. Speaking of amazing, the next team up is going to be the Amazing Spider-Man. I mean, come on, guys. We literally have 60 issues of Deadpool and Spider-Man. I mean, they become like best friends. They're like getting better. Like, first they hate each other. Deadpool's like, I want to be a hero. And, but I'm not here to review the comics right now. So I'll let you guys read it. It's a very good read. And I think a damage buff would be amazing for those two since they play off of each other so well. Finally, we'll have Wolverine, which we could either do a regeneration buff or a significant damage buff for Wolverine. I mean, wow, Wade just makes this guy mad all the time. He does not like Wade Wilson. I mean, whew, it just angers him so much. So that could be a nice team up. For Wolverine, we could see Wolverine maybe in the higher ranks again. I'm only platinum, but I don't really see him all the way through platinum. I've never played against a Wolverine in ranked. So next, I would like to go into another mutant, Cyclops. Cyclops I have down here as well as a duelist. So for those of you who don't know, Cyclops wears this super cool visor. The picture's right here. He's part of the X-Men. And yeah, he just shoots a giant laser beam, and he's really smart for like strategy and stuff. So maybe he'd be a strategist, but I don't see any point where he's able to heal anybody. So, developers, if you want to put him as a strategist, that's on you. I'm putting him at duelist. Passive. Now, his passive ability is going to be every hit that he lands with his beam, maybe one of his abilities cools down and he could use it faster and more proficient. One of the abilities I was thinking is a scan, not like Daredevil, but they say that he is very aware in the battlefield. That is like one of Cyclops' things, is he's just very aware all the time. So I think that maybe an outline, like almost wall hacks for a minute, just like a blip of and I mean you could use that for Daredevil too, but almost a blip of just where everybody is going to be. And I think that'd be cool. It could help your team out. Only Cyclops sees it, but you could call out to your team, ping it. And then for his fighting, hand-to-hand combat, and optic blast from range, obviously. One of his abilities I want to do is a high vault. And you can learn through this list that I really like the jumping ability that Hulk has. But in the comics, he has been seen multiple times to shoot his laser at the ground to kind of propel himself into the air, or stop his or make his landing smoother. So this would be very good if maybe your strategist died, maybe your vanguard has been knocked out, and you need to get out of there. You need to skedaddle, maybe make your way to a health pack. Be a very good ability. I also think that another ability he could have is a ricochet shot. Now we know we have breakable walls, but we also have unbreakable walls. With a ricochet, you could either ricochet it off of a wall, or you could ricochet it off of another enemy and have that beam bounce off and hit someone else. I think that would be cool. That'd be exciting. I don't think there's anything in the game that has that, so that would be a very cool and unique thing to add. Last but not least, his ultimate would be similar to Pure Chaos from Scarlet Witch, where here's the picture right here. He takes off his visor, and I mean, he just absolutely goes haywire. He's not holding back anymore. He just goes absolutely berserk. And if you're caught in it, man, you're basically cooked, literally. Okay, his team up being would be with Wolverine. Give him a damage buff by 5% and magic of 5%. Most of the X-Men mutants just give him a damage buff or maybe even a health boost. Now, I know what you're thinking, and I know you see the thumbnail. Well, what about Blade, Grizz? Well, Blade is already confirmed into the game, so I didn't even put him in my honorable mention. I should have mentioned this in the beginning, but I forgot, and it's 1 a.m., so I'm not redoing this. I'm sorry. I love you guys. Now, moving on, next is Vision. Okay, I have Vision at Vanguard, and just hear me out. Hear me out. I know. Mind Stone, we're like, oh, hold on, dude. He could be a strategist. Like, he could totally heal, and like, he's very positive, and like, but let me tell you, dude's body's made out of vibranium. The thing that Captain America's shield is made out. Bro's body's made out of vibranium. He is very durable. Okay, and I think what I'm about to tell you would be Vision's best way to be a Vanguard, and very exciting. So we have Vision at Vanguard, 850 health. His body made out of vibranium, obviously. His passive is flight, because the reason he's able to fly is using the Mind Stone. He's able to manipulate his density, and that is why he can float, fly. So he'd be another, he could be a flying Vanguard, which would be kind of cool. Strange can like levitate and stuff, and Magneto, jump and fear Magneto, I think one of his abilities that would be very cool is a phase through object option. We've seen him phase through walls, which could be great if he's trying to grab a health pack or, just maneuver. But I also think with this phasing through and changing your density, I think that it'd be making him invulnerable from attacks for a short period of time. I wouldn't say more than 3 to 5 seconds, enough to kind of catch your breath and refocus. So I think that would be a very cool, especially very useful for a Vanguard, especially if you're trying to hold sight. I mean, imagine being invulnerable in sight during overtime real quick. I mean, that is a banger right there. He combats with Energy Blast from the Mind Stone, and his ultimate would be a very concentrated Energy Blast that deals about 700 damage for anybody that is in range. If they really want to go about it, they could make it, a blast radius, but it's developer stuff. His team ups, obviously, his Pookie Bear, Scarlet Witch, let's give it that a health boost, or maybe an ability cooldown, or maybe their ultimates feed each other. I don't know. You could do something cool. I mean, they're Pookie Bears. Come on now. Iron Man, because, y'all watch the movie. Come on, I don't have to explain this. That could be a damage buff. That could also be an ability cooldown. I actually think an ability cooldown would be cool for most of the Avengers and Scarlet Witch as well. Moving on, my next hero on this list is going to be another Vanguard at 750 health, the one, the only Power Man, also known as Luke Cage. Okay, now for fighting hand-to-hand combat using his chains that he holds, like the chain belt, breaking it and like slashing people, I think that would be super sick. His passive, now hear me out. I think this is a cool idea because Luke Cage's like really awesome thing is that his skin is impenetrable. Pause, okay? His skin is impenetrable, so like bullets, arrows, like that don't phase him. But it's Marvel Rivals, so you have to be able to knock a character out. So I think if we keep from a 25% to a 33% reduction of damage from bullets, I think that would be super cool. So, if he's getting shot from Black Widow, if he's getting hit by arrows from Hawkeye, whoever's shooting him, Punisher, he's taking reduced damage. I think that would be very cool passive. His abilities is he's got super healing, so like most Vanguards, he can shield his health. He heals faster than a lot of people. I mean, not like Deadpool or Wolverine regeneration, but he can heal. So give him a little boost, kind of like Venom has. Then we have a super jump. He can jump super high, and really fast. So similar to the Hulk's super jump. And I mean, I think this is just very important for movement for Vanguards. We all know how Vanguards are slow. Right now, we've been seeing the Thing, Rush. Most people use their ability to rush and be able to move, let alone like actually tackle or hurt somebody. um, so jumping, I think, would be very important. If you're trying to dodge an ultimate, get in sight, get out of sight, go to a health pack, whatever you need to do, I think that would be very good. An ability, I called it the uppercut of doom and despair. So basically, if Luke Cage lands an uppercut on you, you're stunned, bro. Okay, you're not getting back up from that. It doesn't knock you out, but you're definitely stunned. Probably like 2 to 3 seconds. You don't want to be stunned for super long, but a stun from the uppercut of doom and despair. And then for an ultimate Sweet Christmas Bull Rush, Luke Cage tackles players to move them forcefully whilst dealing damage. So I'm thinking, he can maybe get like 2 or, maybe 3 people where he just absolutely tackles people. This is good to get him out of sight. Maybe he could push him off the edge of the map if he's, if the player is focusing it properly. I think that it would just be a very cool and effective ultimate, especially for a Vanguard. His team ups being Iron Fist and Spider-Man. I don't really know much else about Luke Cage, so that's the only team ups I'm going to give. And I couldn't tell you what they do. Maybe a damage buff, but I feel like all my things I say is damage buff. So I think with Iron Fist, he has like a really cool team up. I haven't watched it enough. I think he gets like the glowing fists, but I could be wrong, so I didn't want to write that down. Next, I have Gambit. Okay, so we're going back to the mutants. Gambit I have as a duelist. Now he fights using an energized staff in close combats. His ability, I would have him throwing explosive cards. Almost, I want to say, similar to Spider-Man, how he has a limited web shooters. He could throw his cards out with his range that explode on impact. On ability, I think if he throwed a triple hand, or not triple hand, but like 3 cards at once to maybe if we went and he could pinpoint people. So in his ability, maybe he has like 2 to 3 seconds to pinpoint, and then he'll throw like perfectly to those, rivals. See what I did there? The rivals. And it would explode on impact, dealing some damage. I think that would be a cool ability. His ultimate, no, sorry, we have one more ability. Able to stun opponents with hypnotic charm. I was reading into Gambit. I mean, hey, I didn't know Gambit before the movie of Deadpool and Wolverine, But looking more into him, there's some really cool stuff he could do, manipulating energy and things like that. So I think that his ability to have hypnotic charm would stun somebody, riz up the ladies. Let's say it's more effective on the ladies, but hey, it's 2025. Maybe he wants to riz up Mr. Fantastic, and maybe Reed Richards is forgetting Sue Storm exists, and Gambit just is looking so scrumptious. Stuns for 3 seconds, 4 seconds. We'll see how it works, but I think that his hypnotic charm is definitely something that people could play with, especially because not a bunch of duelists are doing stuns. Um, Now for his ultimate, which I've been trying to say and keep skimming over, would be a large explosive charge. I don't know if you know, but there's this card game called 52 Pickup where basically someone's a jerk and throws all 52 cards up in the air and says pick it up. Well, I think that his ultimate being if he were to throw the entire deck of cards into the air and it just boom, 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 makes a huge explosion. I think that that would be really sick. Well, not necessarily a massive explosion, but a bunch of mini explosions in a area. Now, for his team up, which I'm most excited to actually tell you about, is his team up is the ability to charge Wolverine's claws for a big damage buff, and also Deadpool. Maybe if they put Deadpool in the game, being able to charge Deadpool's katanas because they're made out of antimantium. I mean, you could do magic sword. I mean, you could do so many things with it. But look at this picture, bro. I mean, this is just the coolest thing you've ever seen. I mean, literally, Gambit is riding on Wolverine's back, charging Wolverine's claws. Next, I have Lockjaw. Okay, just look at this guy. I don't even know how to work him into the game or what position he'd play. He's huge, so like maybe he could be Vanguard. He can teleport people. He's like the dog for the royal family of something in the Marvel universe. Guys, I really don't know. Okay. But he's super cute. I mean, just look at that face, bro. Just look at that. That's the cutest little dog you've ever seen, and he could teleport people. Maybe he could like hit on to like 3 different players and like teleport them off the edge of the map or teleport them out of sight or objective or conquest. I don't know. Okay, I can't do everything for the developers here, but I mean, it's Lockjaw. He's just the cutest dog ever. Okay, I mean, he's like 1,200 pounds. I was researching him, man. It said he was 1,200 pounds. I mean, we're just looking at a big chunky dog, and I want that. So Lockjaw, okay. That's all I got. Strategist, duelist, Vanguard. I don't care. Just put him in the game, please. He's so amazing. Anyways, last but not least, I have Drax. Okay, Drax is another Vanguard. We've seen him use combat with his like sword that he has. Obviously, he can punch, but he's very durable, and that's why I have him at Vanguard. I think one of his ultimates or even ability is to tackle and just stab like crazy, like he usually does to try to get out of things. Um, he kind of completes the Guardians of the Galaxy family for team ups, so that could be great. Maybe a health boost or just like an aura boost. Who even knows? um, but he's super resilient. I mean, we all saw when he was laughing, when he got crashed into a freaking forest, yo. So I think Drax would be very cool to add. With durability, maybe shield himself, could stand still, and when he's standing still as an ability, he goes invisible. Now, we all know that we can see him, but his species, they can't see things standing still. And that was kind of a funny bit from the movie. So I think maybe if he was able to go invisible by just standing still and making him possibly invulnerable for 2 to 3 seconds, I think would be a funny bit. And I think it would also be just a cool ability. I think, a strong slash that maybe knocks someone back. Not a stun, but, maybe like one of those backhanded slashes that obviously does damage, but also knocks back. That could be good if you're trying to get someone out of sight. And then for an ultimate, like I said, I think tackling somebody and just going absolutely ape, just I think that would be super cool, and it would complete the Guardians of the Galaxy. So that is all I have for you today. If you enjoyed this video, please like, give a comment. If you would change my ideas or, have something to add or heroes that you would add, I would love to hear. So if you could please drop a comment, I would love to read it and see what you think. If you would like to see me make more videos similar to this, just being a nerd, or, even have me come up with more characters that I would like to see in the game, I could do plenty. So let me know what you guys think of this video. If somehow a Marvel Rivals developer saw this, once again, email is in the description. Please hit my line. Literally, please. That would be so cool. Anyways, I love you guys. Thank you for hanging out. This was kind of weird because this is my first YouTube video where it's not a VOD, but the outro has been long enough. You guys probably clicked off. So I love you guys. Bye-bye.